This video shows you how to load and unload a roll of substrate in the HP Latex 300 printer series. First, load the roll onto the spindle. Before starting the process, make sure that the printer wheels are locked to prevent the printer from moving. Lift the spindle lock lever to disengage the spindle. Remove the spindle from the printer and place it on the loading table. Remove the blue stop at the left end by unlocking it and sliding it to the left. Remove the spindle from the loading table to leave space for the media roll. Place the roll on the loading table in the correct orientation. Slide the spindle into the roll. Push the spindle until the stop is aligned with the edge of the roll and matches the loading table blue position. Insert the blue stop on the upper end of the spindle and push it towards the end of the roll. Lock the blue stop when it is in contact with the substrate. Be sure the left blue stop is resting over one of the loading table plastic parts. Place the roll into the printer by lifting the loading table. Check that the two ends of the spindle are correctly locked. This step shows you how to feed the desired substrate into the printer. If the substrate is too light, such as textile substrates, or it curls to avoid substrate jams, you should check the assisted manual load box in the load configuration screen from the front panel during the loading procedure. Details available in the user's guide. If you've been using the edge holders with the previous roll of substrate, check that they are in the parking position. Carefully insert the leading edge of the substrate above the smooth black roller. Make sure the substrate remains taut during the process. Avoid rewinding the substrate manually unless the printer asks you to do so. The printer beeps when it detects and accepts the leading edge of the substrate. At that moment, you will notice the machine grasps the substrate and feeds it automatically. Take care not to push your fingers inside the printer's substrate path. The load configuration screen appears on the front panel. Now you can modify some of the parameters if you wish. Some options are available only on the Latex 360 printer. You can choose the level of skew accepted by the printer. If skew exceeds this, you will get a warning message. If you check the length tracking box and insert the length of your roll, the printer will track roll use when printing and show you the remaining length. If you want to use the edge holders, check the Use Edge Holders box and follow the instructions on the screen. They are recommended for textile and double-sided printing and are not normally necessary in other situations. We are using them in this video to show you how they must be used, although usually they are not necessary when printing on self-adhesive vinyls. After choosing the configuration you want, press Continue. Select the substrate category that matches the roll you are using. The front panel asks you to open the window and move the edge holders into position. Align the white line of the edge holder with the edge of the substrate. The edge holders extend 7 mm over the edge of the substrate. From your RIP software, you should set a minimum left and a right margin of 7 mm when using edge holders. Otherwise, the printer could try to print on the edge holders. The printer checks the substrate in various ways and may ask you to correct problems with skew or tension. In the end, the printer indicates that it is ready for printing. This step shows you how to unload a roll from the printer. If the substrate has been cut after the last printed job and the printer is in a status similar to the one in the image. On the printer's front panel, press the substrate roll icon. Then press Unload. The printer will automatically rewind the roll. As the length tracking box was checked during the loading process, the front panel displays the remaining length so that you can note it for future reference. Press OK to continue. Lift the spindle lock lever and remove the roll from the printer. Move the edge holders to the parking position to reduce the risk of crashes when loading the next roll of substrate. You can find additional helpful videos at hp.com/support videos and on our YouTube channel.